Hi, Martin here again. Welcome to another edition of converting Larry the Land Rover into an Overland Camper. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can know when the next episode is coming out. Today, what I want to show you is what I've been doing over the last few days with the seats and the seat bases and wiring up the front ends and mostly the behind the dashboard. So let's go and have a look. Now, Larry has come with two seats. Now, on the face of it, they seem okay. I mean, there's no rips on it. It all looks okay. Problem is, when you take the squab off the bottom here, this part here, the sub base, is only half there. Underneath these two rails here should be some running rails that bolt onto the seat bases in the front cab. So they're missing. So I've got to sort that out. This is the passenger side where the seat base is, and the rails should fit into, there's some captured nuts there and there, so four there that the runners fit on, and you then bolt the seats onto these. Now, the dilemma I've got is I want to eventually have some nice decent seats for the finished build, but I also want to get this through the MOT fairly soon. It's been off the road for 17 years. It's been sawned for 17 years. So I want to make sure that I've got a roadworthy vehicle before I get too far into the build. So I've got to look at reusing the original seats that I've got on a temporary basis. So I've got to make some seat rails or some way of fixing the seats onto the base here. Fortunately, in my workshop I've got some 25mm square section tube, 1.5mm in thickness. So I've been able to cut this up to make the sub bases. What I've done is cut the section to the right length, drilled two holes at the points where the captured nuts are underneath, bolted that down, and I've got two bolts that are coming up through the square section, which I've drilled holes through, and then I'm able to mount this top part of the seat onto there. So there's no adjustment, but at least it's fixed in place. So we've got 1, 2 on the far side there, and normally on a Land Rover Defender you have like a sort of hard plastic cup there that takes the squab of the seat, so this fits in, and then it fits into place like that. So that I've welded a little bit of angle on there to stop the seat moving about. So there we are. That took about 4 hours to make the first one. Now I know what I'm doing. It'll probably be a bit quicker because I've got an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing. So at least I've got the first seat in and I can do the other one. And then at least when I take it to MOT, I've got a couple of seats there. One of the problems I've had is that not all the warning lights are working when they should. So I've been trying to work out what should be working and what's actually not. So things like the main beam light were not coming on, even though I could detect that 12 volts was going to the back of this unit. So I've taken the whole binnacle out and put it on the bench here, and to get this warning light unit out you have to undo 2 screws. They were very, very rusted, and in fact one of them has snapped at that side, so I've got to sort that out. But once you've unscrewed it, then the whole warning module lifts out. This is the back of the module, and these little bulbs are what light up on that side, but some of them were very rusty, so I've had to clean up both the place where the bulb fits in and the bulbs itself were a little bit rusty. I mean, I've got to clean this one up a little bit more, but you can see, let's try and get it in the right place. You can see that water has got behind there and that needs cleaning up. So then with the battery and a test lead. I've tested each of these and I know which ones are working now, so I can fit this back into the dashboard and then see whether the lights that should light up do light up or not. I've got all the lights working as they should now, so when I turn on the ignition, we've got the oil and the battery lights, the indicator warning light is working, the lights is working, the main beam one is working, so they're all okay. I've also connected up the gauges. When I was putting the wires on the back, I found out what colours went to each of those. So you've got a live supply and then the switched supply as according to whatever it is that it's doing. So I've put those. But when I turned the ignition on, the gauges went right to the top. And then I found that on the back here, I needed to earth the gauges. So just behind the screw there that holds this bracket that holds the gauge in place, I've put earth wires, just chained them across and put them to a permanent earth, and then that sorted out that problem. So I'm quite happy now that I've got the gauges and the warning lights working. I had to, as I said earlier, I had to drill out that particular screw, so I've put a nut on the back of that one. But I think I'm going to have to replace this binnacle anyway, because it's got a crack in it and it's in a pretty ropey state. So I'll look and see whether I can get a new binnacle to replace that one. Then that'll look nice and smart.